So many times people walk by, a homeless individual on a corner and they don't really give a second thought to them. They might just walk by and wonder, what are the circumstances that put that individual in that situation. But when you work with Homeless Connect Toronto and you actually attend one of our events, you get the opportunity to humanize the issue a little bit, right? You actually get to meet these individuals face to face and talk to them and understand, and you realize that they're not as different from you or I as a lot of people might expect. And for me, what was always impactful was when I think back to the first Homeless Connect Toronto event that I attended and volunteered at. I wrote down the names of every single person I interacted with. I wrote down what they did and whether they were out, coming to our event just looking for a meal, or whether they were looking for help with getting an ID, or help with a housing support. So it was always interesting to me to talk to these individuals and understand their stories, their names, where they came from, how they got here. And I think with that perspective in mind, it helps people understand the scale and scope of the issue in a way that really brings it to their face and their attention, much more so than just sort of clicking a button to donate. I'm not saying that financial donations and supports like that are not important, but I think the appeal of Homeless Connect Toronto is that people get an opportunity to understand the issue and meet the people behind the individuals that come to our events. We have a previous sponsor to our clothing drive, Grant Thornton, and they organized amongst their regional offices all across Ontario. They organized a clothing drive to have about 8,000 pounds of clothing donated to our single one-day event. But it was interesting because they could have stopped there. But what they did is, when we needed help sorting and facilitating the distribution of the clothing at the event, they put out a call to their employees at their different offices. And we had a number of Grant Thornton employees show up on that day, on the day of the event, early in the morning on Saturday or on Sunday or the night before, show up to actually sort, distribute, and arrange the clothes in a manner that made people feel like they had some dignity going and shopping for these clothes. So to me, I think what sponsors, service providers derive from that is just a really clear opportunity to see where their funds or where their resources go in a way that directly impacts the guests in the City of Toronto.